Hello, beautiful people. Today we're talking about consciousness now and how our voice can be a vehicle for that, but maybe not in the way that you might have thought of. So thanks so much for tuning in. And as we go on this topic today, just put in the comments your questions or your points of view about this topic or your discoveries. And I'll get to all your comments after this video. And by all means, please subscribe to my YouTube channel if you want more about consciousness and awakening and vocal awareness. So thanks so much for tuning in today. My name's Rebecca Abraxas, and I love helping people remember their greatness, especially through vocal awareness, because voice and singing is my greatest love, and it has been a journey of so much self-discovery on this journey of vocal awareness that I'm sharing with you in this 30-day series. So thanks so much for tuning in. So consciousness now. So guys, there's a lot going on the planet, and I don't have to be the messenger of that, that's for sure. A lot going on. But what's happening is it's mirroring our consciousness. So the consciousness, the collective consciousness of our planet or of our nation is being reflected in what's happening out in the news and things like that. And so the work that I do is more personal. It's more microcosm out to the macrocosm. And then there's people who are called to work macrocosm, right? But really, we have to start with our consciousness now. And then from there, if you want to go into the bigger fields of politics, of movements, of industries, of forms and structures, you are walking in a conscious way there. If not, that's okay too. It's just that there's going to be more suffering to create a bigger contrast to get the consciousness to come forth. So in my point of view, consciousness now means going inward and expanding our consciousness so that we can go out into the world and create change and shift with less suffering, with less wounded egos and pain bodies and all that kind of stuff, kind of battling it out. So consciousness now, what does this have to do with vocal awareness? Well, in my perspective, through my 25-year journey with my voice, is my voice has been an amazing tool to raise my consciousness. So the first space of consciousness has to do with kind of peeling away from yourself and witnessing yourself. And it's about taking a look at your authentic self, your spacious, like spiritual self, and your personality self, and your wounded self, and these parts of our egoic nature. And so the cool part about it is, guys, this vocal awareness work helps us with all of that. It helps us really take a look. It helps us peel away a little bit, helps us assess and look at the thought processes. It helps us look at the judgments and belief systems that we're holding. And so as I mentioned in some videos before, vocal awareness really helps us kind of trigger us. It triggers us kind of in a personal way so that when we go out into the world, we have a greater sense of witness and consciousness, and we know how it feels to be expanded and in alignment with our consciousness, because we've gotten there with our voice. This has been my experience. And when we get out into the world and there's more triggers and stuff, we can sensate, we can somatically feel starting to kind of misalign and kind of contract, and we can start to feel like, I'm aware. I'm aware that I'm running from fear. I'm running from anger. Not running from it, but running like, that's the motor right now. We want our motor to be consciousness rather than fear and anger. Not that the emotions are bad. No, not at all. But we want to witness them and expand from them instead of identify with them and have them sit in our bodies. So what does this, again, have to do with vocal awareness? So today I want to go through just some vocalizing together and seeing what happens. What happens with peeling away the witness part, peeling away a part of us that can look at our voice, that can look at the beliefs and emotions, that can feel and sensate the body. All of this happens with vocal awareness. And this is the process of consciousness now. This is the process of getting conscious. And a few videos ago, I mentioned the flow zone, right? The creative flow zone. That creative flow zone is spacious consciousness, right? There's mental consciousness, but there's that deeper consciousness of spatial consciousness. That is our spiritual nature. That's there waiting for us to remember and say, okay, it has no agenda. It's just there. And we get to access it, I believe, through the voice. All right, so let's do this a little bit together. So I'm going to put out some little voicing techniques to do. And each time we go through it, notice mind, body, spirit. Remember yesterday with the triangle pose, sacred geometry, the triangle, mind, body, spirit. This is your vocal instrument. And so what we're doing today, we're going to make sound. And I want you to notice mind, body, spirit, and anything that comes up around that. Any thought, any old story, any body sensation, anything at all. Put in the comments if you feel okay to do that. It's a little vulnerable, but if you put it in the comments, we'll be able to learn from each other. And after the video, I can go back and maybe ask a few questions around what you experienced to expand the situation for all of us. Okay, so this is going to be just kind of like a beck and call. I do this with my students a lot. And what it does, it puts you just on go mode. And lots of stuff can start to come up. Okay, a lot of like limiting programming can start to come up, or you'll bypass that programming. You're like, oh my gosh, I didn't believe I could even do this. So I'm going to voice some things. It's going to be a beck and call. I'll voice it. They'll pause. You voice it, and then notice mind, body, spirit. Okay. I'll break that down a little bit. Tightening, expanding, euphoria, tension, anxiety. Thoughts would be not good enough. Oh, I can't. I'm not going to hit the note. Whatever comes up, an image of yourself as a little girl or as a teenager. All these things, this could happen in this exercise. And I really encourage you to peel away from yourself and really watch yourself go through it. Okay? So let's get started. All right, so just all right, I want to stop there. How are the high sounds for you? I want to hear it in the comments. How are the high sounds? Then when we came back to kind of home with Om, what happened for you there? Was there a sense of, oh, okay, I can do that one? Or with all of them when you're like, yeah, great, I got all of them. Or was there some judgment and hesitation around the different sounds? Just notice. All right, let's keep going. Ha! 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 Your turn. Okay. Was there any sounds that you really didn't know how to access or didn't know how to get? So put that in the comments too. Let's keep going. I love you. I love you. I love. Okay, how was it to say I love you to the camera? What came up there? Just do your version of it. Ho! Okay, sweet people. There's a lot of different sounds that we did. We even brought up the I love you. Okay, so you can kind of see how this starts to work. Was there any limitation with mimicking the sound? Was there a feeling silly sensation? Was there, I don't know how to use my body to make those sounds, right? Mind, body, and spirit. Did you feel like a total like letting go and somatic of being sung? Did something take over? So that all these questions are challenging you to take a deeper look, to expand your consciousness a little bit more. And this is vocal awareness, and this is consciousness now. So through my years being a performer and learning how to sing on my own, what I noticed was that it was, you know, I would get nervous, I would get anxious, I'd feel my body kind of tighten up, and then I would kind of take a moment and just, I did something called the sacred cross. This might be interesting to you all. It's a grounding practice. So basically I grounded into the earth through my feet, and then I grounded into the heavens through my crown chakra. And then the cross is, you know, all the things, all the talents and things I was born with. And then the other arm is all the things that I have studied and that I've experienced. And so I have this support from above, below, and then from birth and from life. And all that, I would just stand kind of like that, or energetically I would stand like that, and I would bring in all that knowing. And then I'd get and sing, and that's when my mind would quiet down, right? My body would relax. And spirit, my essence, my consciousness, the consciousness of my authentic infinite beingness would start singing me. And it became so euphoric. It became the reason I wanted to be performing, to live that way, but also to give that way as well. And so that is my challenge to you, is to sing some songs. Go through this video again. Listen to some of those sounds that we did and notice what it brings up for you. The more you notice, and the more you expand, and the more you notice the mental, physical stuff, you can notice where the limitations are. And then you can go in and play with them, or make a choice about them, make a different choice about them. And so this is why I really say, when you're freeing your voice, you really are freeing your whole life. So I hope that you put some comments in there I would love to see your process and ask some questions and do a little bit of facilitating there. So if you would like some more coaching around vocal awareness, I do a free discovery call to see if the work and where I go with this is interesting to you. So it's a free 30-minute call. So just put that in the comments as well if you're interested in the call. And if you would like to keep following the series, be sure to subscribe to the channel. And thanks so much, everyone, for your consciousness now.